Did Elon Musk come out as a Republican to get ahead of the sexual misconduct allegations? Here's why this could be true. Earlier this week, Elon Musk went on Twitter to let everyone know that he had become a Republican, as he planned to vote for the Conservative Party. The richest man in the world claimed that he had decided to go down this path due to the Democrats being a party of division and hate. The Tesla CEO stated that he had voted Democrat in the past because they were mostly the party of kindness, but with their increasing intolerance, he was going to have to ditch them. The SpaceX billionaire warned his followers to watch out for the dirty tricks campaign that the left will unleash on him due to his changing views on them. In isolation, these tweets aren't odd at all. It is what you would expect in our increasingly polarized political atmosphere. Not towing the party line, switching sides, or speaking in nuanced ways could lead to you being bashed, marginalized, cancelled, or banished. With Elon constantly bashing liberals for the past few months, his tweets kind of made sense. He had made political enemies. When Elon came forth with his views on why he was leaving the Democratic Party, reporter Ryan Grimm quote retweeted Elon and asked, "LOL, what did you get caught doing?" An answer came swiftly. As we all know, sunlight is the best disinfectant, and the fact is, the sun will always rise, and with it will come light and clarity. Well, clarity came on May 19th when Business Insider published an article with receipts. The media outlet reported that in 2018, Elon Musk's company SpaceX allegedly paid a flight attendant $250,000 to settle a sexual misconduct claim against him. To get ahead of the story, Elon, without anyone asking, jumped up and claimed to be a Republican. Could it just be a coincidence that he decided to come out now? I think not. As seen in this tweet put out by Business Insider journalist John Cook, Insider reached out to Elon's people for a comment regarding the story at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, May 18th. It is fair to assume that this means Elon was aware of when the story would be published, and so to get ahead of it, he released his tweet a few hours later before the story was released. Why would he need to do this? Well, he needs the blind support of a loud Republican reactionary base. To Republicans, sexual misconduct allegations are seen as a tool of the left. They aren't really bothered by their political leaders being accused of sexual misconduct. For a lot of conservatives, any opportunity to own the libs is a good thing, even if they get hurt in the process. Elon is banking on the story being suppressed, or at least muddying the waters by the infusion of the culture war. This story that seems to be filled with receipts would move from being credible to simply a tool of war against the richest conservative man in the world. Why else would a person that at this point we all deemed conservative want to make such an announcement? He's done this to ensure that Republicans know where he stands on the political spectrum. However, there's one Republican not buying Elon's nonsense, and that Republican is Donald J. Trump, the most powerful conservative in the land. The former president of the United States took to his new social media platform, Truth Social, a rival to Twitter, and stated that Elon Musk had always been a Republican and was therefore lying about voting for Democrats. He admitted that in conversation, Elon had never ever told him that he had ever voted Democrat. In fact, it was quite the contrary. Elon had said he was a conservative. The attack could be due to Elon's rising popularity within the conservative base. It is well documented that Trump does not like anyone playing with his limelight and will take any opportunity to contain them unless they submit to him and sing of his great works. Considering Elon is the richest man on the planet and isn't running for office, it is highly unlikely that the world will ever see an obsequious Elon Musk when it comes to Donald Trump. However, we may see some pandering to curry favor with the base. We see this with him constantly talking about letting Trump back on Twitter. However, the former president has said he will not be coming back and will instead communicate with his followers via his account on his platform, Truth Social. So how did Elon allegedly assault the flight attendant? The Business Insider reports that a flight attendant who works as part of the flight crew for SpaceX's corporate jet fleet in 2016 had been harassed by the billionaire when he exposed his erect South African penis to her. He rubbed her legs without consent, and in exchange for an erotic massage, he offered to buy her a horse. To me, that sounds like an odd trade. Ride this raging hard African stallion and I will buy you a horse? I mean, if you were going to turn your staff into thought, you would buy them things that were more useful, like a house, a flat, an apartment, Chanel bags. Well, things that could benefit them in this time of high inflation, or maybe don't harass them at all. In addition to seeing relevant documents, Business Insider also spoke to a friend of the lady, who signed a declaration confirming the incident had occurred. The flight attendant had confided in her friend, letting her know that during a flight to London, Musk had asked her to come up to his room and perform a full body massage. Once in the room, the flight attendant said she found Elon completely naked except for a sheet covering the lower half of his body. She said he exposed his erect genitals during the massage and then touched her. He offered to buy her a horse if she would do more than just massage him. He wanted sex from her. The friend reported that the flight attendant was very upset and didn't know what to do. On returning to work, the woman reported feeling some sort of retaliation where her shifts were cut back. She began to think it was due to her turning the billionaire down and refusing to be his prostitute. As her opportunities at work grew less and less, she decided to hire an employment lawyer. The complaint was resolved swiftly. After a single session with a mediator in which Elon Musk personally attended, the flight attendant and SpaceX entered into a severance agreement that paid the flight attendant $250,000 in exchange for a promise not to sue over the claims. Part of the agreement required a restrictive non-disclosure and non-disparagement clause that prevents her from ever discussing the severance payment or disclosing any information of any kind about Musk and his businesses. The friend came forward as she herself was a survivor of sexual assault. She felt it was important to speak out about what she knew about Musk and decided to reveal the story without consulting the flight attendant. She believes that the richest man in the world should be held accountable and not be able to just throw money at his bad decisions. She refused to stay silent as she did not want to be complicit. The friend went on to say, "When you choose to remain silent, you become a part of the system." The friend, unlike the flight attendant, is not under an NDA and is therefore free to speak about the issue. When Business Insider reached out to Elon about the report, Elon asked for additional time to respond and claimed there was much more to the story. Elon, in the weirdest way ever, decided to deny the sexual misconduct allegation by saying, "If I were inclined to engage in sexual harassment, this is unlikely to be the first time in my entire 30-year career that it would come to light." The problem with this statement is that a lot of rapists and sexual abusers get away with it until the first time they are caught or it is reported. Most normal people would just say, "I am not a sexual abuser." After the story was published, Elon took to Twitter and said, "The attacks against me should be viewed through a political lens. This is their standard despicable playbook, but nothing will deter me from fighting for a good future and your right to free speech." He also claimed that the flight attendant was a far-left activist and actress from LA with a major political axe to grind. Last year, another employee of Elon Musk sued Tesla for sexual harassment. She claimed that such behavior was rampant in the company. She claimed that the company was more like a frat house and less like a cutting-edge company in the heart of progressive San Francisco Bay. Elon is also looking to buy Twitter. He claims he's doing it because of his love for free speech and truth. However, he has been called out for attempting to use his power and position to destroy a Tesla whistleblower. He's also allegedly paying a private investigator to dig up dirt on a British cave diver that he himself called Pedo Guy. So, what do you think? Should a free speech warrior like Elon Musk be paying flight attendants to never speak of any information of any kind about Musk and his businesses? Let us know in the comments section. To support this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.